Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Great Scott! There's no crying in baseball!
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
This is where the fun begins.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That's right, we're ranking Minions and Monsters. Minions and Monsters is a 2026 American animated comedy film. It is the third movie in the Minions prequel series, and the seventh movie in the Despicable Me franchise. In the film, the Minions head to 1920s Hollywood to make the greatest monster movie ever, but their antics end up unleashing real monsters. I was not looking forward to watching this movie. Just never really been a huge fan of Minions. Don't really understand why they've had entire movies made about them. I mean, I do understand there's a huge fan base behind them, but I just don't know if they're characters that are worth having entire movies. That being said, I always try to go watch a movie and find the good in it. So it's not that I'm watching this wanting to hate it. I want to find something that I enjoy, but I will say I did struggle with this one. Let's get into why with the 10 essential aspects of a movie. First is plot. Does the movie follow a comprehensive story arc and is plausible within the world that has been created? Now, whenever I am talking about a series or a franchise, I like to ask the question, did it make sense for you to make this movie, or are you just trying to capitalize on its success and make some money? When we're talking about the seventh Despicable Me film, I think you're just making money at this point. I think this cow has been milked, right? Like, there's no way you can make 7 quality movies out of the content of Despicable Me. I mean, to me, it doesn't even make sense that the Minions got their own movie. I mean, maybe one, but they don't even speak a real language. How are you making entire movies out of their characters that are going to be any good? And this one just doesn't change from that, right? It's not good enough. It doesn't warrant its own existence. Some people are going to argue that they enjoy it because of what it is doing with the content, right? It is referencing an old-timey Hollywood and is using a lot of references for real old-timey movies, and that's just not enough to me, right? Like, some people can find enjoyment out of that because they love old-timey Hollywood. I don't care, right? I don't care about the references. I just want a quality movie. You can't make a great movie because you're just referencing other movies. You have to actually have good content. And to me, the plot wasn't there. The first half of this movie is nothing. It doesn't connect to the second half of this movie, right? It's a mess. There's characters that are introduced in the first half that don't even show up in the second half of the whole movie, except for maybe the very, very end. And it just doesn't work, right? It's confusing. It's boring because nothing is going together. You can cut this movie in half and have 2 different movies, basically 2 short films. That would be fine. I mean, the movie's called Minions and Monsters, and the monsters are barely in this movie at all. You have like several plot lines that end up kind of going nowhere overall, or they're there to serve a purpose for the robot in this movie, that entire portion is literally just for one scene at the end of the movie. And to me, it's just so silly, such a waste. It seems like you're trying to fill this movie with stuff because you didn't actually have a good idea. Also, not necessarily caught up on all of my Minion lore, so maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I am. I thought Minions were just supposed to be the ally of whatever is the most evil, right? Like, I remember back a while ago seeing a trailer where they were literally the ally of a T-Rex, right? Maybe that was the first Minions movie or the second one, I don't remember. But, so they don't have to be like an intelligent creature, right? It's just whatever's the most dangerous. So the whole plot of this movie, I don't necessarily understand how they could be the heroes against monsters, right? The only time these guys are heroes is because somebody is just too stupid or clumsy and does something and accidentally kills or hurts the person that they are serving. But they are always trying to serve the most evil person on the planet. So if these monsters are the most dangerous and the most evil, how could they fight them? Wouldn't they just join them? And for those of you that know the ending, I don't think the ending changes anything, right? Like, you're still representing yourselves. Isn't that your true nature? Like, if that was your true nature, if you were going to make something about you, wouldn't you keep it the same? I don't really understand how that works. I mean, it's not a big deal, right? It's a Minion movie. I'm not gonna sit here and go crazy with plot details, but I mean, it's a pretty big one to me that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, yeah, it's a Minions and Monsters movie. It's just kind of a mess. I don't think they had enough to really fill out an entire movie. Second is attraction. Does the movie have an interesting premise with a high entertainment value? To Minion lovers, right? Like, I mean, if you just love Minions so much and can't get enough of them, then you'll probably enjoy this movie because it's just more Minions. If you don't really care about Despicable Me or Minions and you just want a good movie, this ain't for you. I mean, we went there and there were children in that movie theater. I didn't hear one laugh. Not even a chuckle, right? Like nothing. I don't even think it's fun for children. So the only people that could enjoy it, I think, are just Minion obsessors. Third is theme. What message or truth is a movie trying to convey? I don't really know that there was a good message here, right? I mean, it does talk about old-timey Hollywood and referencing all those movies. It could be something about teamwork, right? Like they're always kind of a team. They always stick together, and even when they mess up and somebody messes up a couple times and hurts the people they're supposed to be protecting or literally kills them or whatever, they do stick together. So I guess there is that, right? Like there is a message about teamwork and staying together, but I don't really know what else there possibly could be. Fourth is dialogue. Is there a real feel to the conversations? No, I mean, it's not great. If I'm being honest, I don't mind Minion dialogue as sidekicks, right? Like when they show up in the first Despicable Me, I think that's a perfect use of them. That's what they're supposed to be. Like they're funny in that, and then their language is kind of funny because it was new. But at this point, like I've heard it way too much. I've seen them way too much. I'm tired of it. I don't want any more Minion dialogue. I don't want to see Minions anymore. I am done. And like I said, I went to the theater when it came out and there was a bunch of kids there. Not a single laugh, not one. So I didn't find it funny, and the Minion talk definitely gets old. Fifth is acting. Are the characters convincing? What am I supposed to say here? No, I mean, they're Minions. There's nothing really to point out. It's the same Minion talk that you've seen forever. Six is cinematography. Is there a creative use of lighting, setting, and wardrobe to convey emotion? The movie does look good. I mean, it's kind of the standard nowadays. I don't really take it for granted though. I mean, there's a lot of movies that don't look great, or the animation isn't that great and they kind of work for their time. But I mean, it's pretty amazing how good things look nowadays, especially with detail and for such a long period, right? You can make a 2-hour movie that has such incredible detail for the whole time and it looks really great. This movie is no different. They do a lot with colors and I enjoy it. It is kind of nice to look at. All of these colors and the animation is done well. I will say there is little monsters though, right? So I don't know that all of what you're looking at is that interesting. They do go to quite a few settings, but the story's not interesting enough for me to care that much. And like I said earlier, no laughing, and definitely, I mean, a Minion movie, you'd have to be a pretty talented director to get me to feel any sort of emotion for Minions, right? You'd have to be pretty creative. This ain't it, boss. Like there's just no emotion at all to be had. Seventh is editing. This is all about the pace of the movie. The movie is actually only 1 hour and 29 minutes long. Thank God, because there's no way it should be any longer. I would lose my mind if this movie was like 2 hours long. It was already long at 1 hour and 29. Like I said, the first half of this movie doesn't even really make sense to the second half of this movie. So it was definitely hard to keep my attention and care about what is going on. And in all honesty, I was waiting for monsters for so long. I just got bored because I figured they were never coming or were just going to be at the very, very end, and that was it. So it's fine, I guess, right? Like 1.5 hours is pretty standard, but I could have done with it being shorter. Eighth is soundtrack. I did watch this movie when it came out, so that was a little while ago. Can't tell you anything I remember. No music was memorable enough to stick in my mind for at least the couple weeks that it's been. Ninth is directing. Now I feel the director is in charge of the previous 8 aspects. They're the ones that have to put it all together, give it the stamp of approval, and make a really good movie. Now the director of this movie is Pierre Coffin, and this was his 5th film. The 5 total films that he's directed so far are Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, Minions, Despicable Me 3, Minions, and Monsters. The guy knows what he's good at, right? Like, he has been milking this baby forever. He does nothing but the Despicable Me franchise. And I don't think they're terrible. There's actually some good aspects to them, especially the first one. I remember the first one. The other ones I don't remember as well, but I don't remember hating like the second one or anything. I didn't watch the third one. I didn't watch Minions. I remember really enjoying the first one. I just don't know that it was ever meant to be this long. I mean, I'm not gonna blame them, right? If you're gonna pay me to keep making movies about something that I'm pretty good at or just know how to do, and I'll do it again for the 12th time, like, yeah, I will. I don't blame him. They're probably paying him good money to just kind of regurgitate the same crap all the time. And maybe he cares more than that, and maybe this is more of an art form for him, and I'm just kind of insulting him by saying that he's just milking it for the money. But that's definitely what it feels like, right? Like, I mean, he's done nothing else creatively other than stick to Minions and the Despicable Me universe. So he's okay, right? Like, he's good at doing these movies. I just think it's time to stop. 10th is Time. Will it stand the test of time? Definitely not, or at least I hope not. Like, I don't want to see any more Minions movies again. I really hope this one doesn't keep that trend going. I think we've had enough. Now for the review section. Rotten Tomatoes critics gives it an 89, the audience gives it a 75, and IMDb gives it a 65. 89 is just wild. I mean, I think this is probably because of the references, right? This is because of, I guess, the fact that it has to do with Hollywood. I feel like because it's all the movies are made in Hollywood, right? Or most of them at least. Whenever they do stuff referencing Hollywood, I don't know, I feel like they always love that. They just love when everything's about Hollywood. I don't care. I don't care at all. I just want a good movie. So 89 is wild because this movie is just not that good. It's not even close. 65, I'm closer to that, right? Like, it just doesn't provide any value. I don't know what this was giving me, right? The only thing I could have justified this movie for is entertaining kids. But I was there, and there were a ton of kids in that movie theater, and they looked pretty bored. I mean, they started getting antsy, wanting to run around because the movie was just not entertaining or funny. So I'm probably in the 65 range, probably lower if I'm being honest. Like, it's just such a pointless movie. You don't need to make this one. There's plenty. You had 6 other Despicable Me movies. You don't need any more. This one did not need to be made. It did not bring anything that was worth making an entire new movie for. So though I can compliment the visuals, you've got other ones. You don't really need a new one to just establish more visuals. So I don't know, 65, maybe lower for me. Finally, for the rankings. For the year of 2026, out of 10 total movies on the entertainment side, it is going to be 6th. Just below The Devil Wears Prada 2 and above The Mandalorian and Grogu. This is not my choice at all. Did not enjoy this movie. I didn't find it really entertaining, but apparently enough people did for it to be higher up on the tier list, right? So it's below The Devil Wears Prada because this is as low as I can get it on that tier. I think The Devil Wears Prada 2 is much more entertaining, funnier, better written, has better actors. There's just a lot more to like about that movie. I would easily watch it again. Now I do have it is above The Mandalorian and Grogu, but that's because they're in 2 different tiers, right? I separate those tiers based on the amount of what the kind of scores they get, and then the amount of people that like versus dislike, and what kind of ratio that is for people who like it and watched it. So people obviously watched this movie and found a lot of enjoyment out of it. I just didn't, right? I would actually personally watch The Mandalorian and Grogu first, but try to keep my bias out of it. So as much as possible, try and let the audience have some sort of voice on what is entertaining and what is not entertaining. So they did what they could. I brought it down as low as I could within that tier because personally it's not that good of a movie to me. So there it is. It lies at 6. Probably higher than I would want it, but that's kind of where people, I guess, would put it. Now, cinematically, out of 10 total movies, it is going to be last. It's going to be 10th, just below Scary Movie. This just is an insult to me, right? Like, you're making a movie purely to make, you're making a movie purely to make money. And to me, that's just insulting, right? To cinematography as an art form, that's just not the way things should be done. There should be love and care taken to every single movie that is produced, because even when movies aren't necessarily that good, when your love shines through, it's really, really nice. And that's hard to do when you're making your 7th movie. And even if there is love in there, it's hard not to assume that you're just not making it to make more money because you're on the 7th movie. Be creative. Make something different, right? Produce something that hasn't been done 6 times before already in that universe, right? So I just don't think there's any way to justify making this movie. Like you could have said, hey, you're trying to just pay, homage to the old Hollywood and all the old movies, but this just isn't the way to do it, right? I just don't think it's very good. I would prefer you to write something completely different than try and use the Minions to display something like that. Now, for the decade of the 2020s, out of 82 total movies on the entertainment side, it is going to be 40th, just below Final Destination Bloodlines and above Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Again, it's kind of there because of the way people voted it. It's below Final Destination Bloodlines. I would prefer to watch that movie. It's also an entertaining movie, pretty funny at different points. There's just parts of it I do enjoy where I didn't really have that in Minions and Monsters. It is above Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning because I do try to separate some of the movies that are trying, especially on the entertainment side, right? That is meant for entertainment, so just because it's cinematic doesn't mean it should rank higher on the entertainment side. So Mission Impossible is a long movie. It does have some cinematic aspects. Is it fairly entertaining? Sure, but I just think it's going for more. So I do have it below Minions and Monsters for that reason, even though, in my honest opinion, I'd rather watch Mission Impossible first. Now, cinematically, out of 82 total movies, it is going to be 70th, just below Jurassic World Rebirth and above Lilo and Stitch. Now, this is just because I'm tired. This section of cinematography are all the movies that are just, why? Why are you still trying to do this? Stop making these, right? So I have it below Jurassic World Rebirth. Stop with the Jurassic, right? Let it be. It was a cool idea. You got a lot of good movies out of it. I don't even know what we're on for that one. What are we on? Like 7 too? Like, enough. It's been done. Even that movie had problems with trying to recreate stuff that was already done in previous movies. I did have it above just because, probably because biased, because I just like dinosaurs more, right? And so I just enjoy watching it a little more and probably bring something. They did try to get creative. Like, I did like the final dinosaur in that movie. They were trying to be a little creative, right? I think something that was just maybe a little better than Minion and Monsters, maybe had a little more tension, but honestly, it's that part of the list where it's going to be forgotten about. Like, I get to movie 500. These are going to be way at the bottom still. So it doesn't really matter to me if you want to put them above or below, but it's in that category of just kind of slop that needs to stop. Now, I do have it above Lilo and Stitch. 2025, like the live action versions, just not that good, right? Like, don't do it. Stop making live action versions that don't necessarily add anything, or making a live action version that takes away from the original and doesn't add anything good. I'm actually kind of a fan of live action. I do enjoy those kinds of movies, but that one was just pointless. It really took away everything that was good and the live action didn't bring enough to make it to compensate for what you took away from the original. Now, all time, out of 100 total movies on the entertainment side, it is going to be 56th, just below Final Destination Bloodlines and above Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It's there for the exact same reasons as before. Cinematically, out of 100 movies, it is going to be 87th, just below Jurassic World Rebirth and above Lilo and Stitch from 2025. That's all I have got for Minions and Monsters. Just, yeah, you know how I feel. Didn't really enjoy it. Didn't think it needed to be made. There's a lot of movies I watch on this channel, going to the movie theater every week, that it's fun, and watch a movie I wasn't planning on watching but is pleasantly surprised. And then you get movies like this where I wasn't planning on watching and I watched it, and yeah, I was right. I shouldn't have watched this movie at all. If you really did enjoy it, please tell me why. If you have a justification for making a 7th Despicable Me movie, I would love to hear it. This is my 100th review, which is pretty crazy. It's taken me a good long while to get here, mainly because I haven't been on schedule, right? I've had a lot of things happen, gotten married, I've been deployed, I've just done a lot of stuff, right? Life happens. And so I try to catch up, try to keep things going, and here we are at 100. Pretty awesome. I mean, I'm really happy with it. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of grown a little bit more than I thought it was going to. I like interacting with people. I've had some people interact with me a lot over the 100 videos, and that was really, really great. So I plan on making a video about my 100 videos, my 100 movies that I've watched on this point, maybe like a tier ranking, something kind of easy, but is a different format that I can, I enjoy doing something a little bit different. So if you have an opinion on this movie, please let me know. If you want me to review a certain movie, please put it down below and I will get to it eventually. Otherwise, if you've been here for a long time, I really, really appreciate it. If you just got here, I appreciate you checking me out. So here's to another 100 movie reviews and seeing where this channel goes. So I'm Mr. Majoritarian. Stay classy, San Diego.